everyone. Today I will introduce tilting mechanism. Tilting mechanism of a converter is a mechanical device that drives the converter and its molten steel to rotate. According to the working characteristics of converter tilting mechanism and the need of operation technology, tilting mechanism should meet the following requirements. 1. In the whole production process, tilting mechanism must meet the needs of the process. The tilting mechanism should be able to make the furnace body continuously rotate for positive and negative 360 degrees and can stop at any angle position smoothly and accurately, so as to meet the requirements of various technological operations, such as molten iron, adding scrap steel, stamping, temperature measurement, steel drawing, puring, and furnace repairing. It can be interlocked with oxygen lens, auxiliary lens, ladle car, smoke hood, and other equipment. 2. According to the requirements of the blowing process, the converter should have more than 2 tilting speeds. During steel tapping, slag pour out, artificial temperature measurement, and stamping, the BOF should tilt slowly and smoothly in order to avoid violent movement of steel and slag, or even splash out the mouth of furnace. When the converter is empty or shaken straight from a horizontal position or just down from a vertical position, a higher tilt speed can be used to reduce auxiliary time. When the BOF approaches the predetermined position, low-speed tilting is used to make the stop position accurate and make the furnace liquid stable. 3. In the process of production, the tilting mechanism must be able to operate safely and reliably. Motor, gear, and shaft, brake, and other equipment accidents shouldn't occur. Even if some equipment breaks down, there should be spare capacity to continue to work till the end of this furnace of steel. 4. The tilting mechanism should have better adaptability to the change of load and the deformation of structure. When the turning axis is deviated to a certain extent due to the deflection of the bracket ring, it can still keep the normal massing of each transmission gear, and at the same time, it should also have the performance of slowing down dynamic load and impact load. 5. Structure of tilting mechanism should be tight, lightweight, high mechanical efficiency, easy to install and maintenance. There are many working characteristics of converter tilting mechanism. 1. Large deceleration ratio. The working object of converter is a high temperature liquid metal. There are a number of operations, such as steel tapping and adding molten iron. Therefore, the furnace takes a very low tilting speed, generally 1.1 to 1.5 revolutions per minute. To do this, the tilting mechanism must have a high deceleration ratio, usually 700 to 1000 or even thousands. 2. Tilting moment is large. The weight of the converter body is very large, and the weight of the whole tilting part reaches hundreds or thousands of tons. If the capacity of furnace is 3,050 tons converter, its total weight is more than 1,450 tons. A great tilting moment is needed to tilt a converter of this weight. 3. BOF starts and breaks frequently with large dynamic load. The longest smelting cycle of the converter is about 14 minutes. In the hot smelting cycle, a series of operations, such as adding scrap, adding molten iron, stamping, temperature measurement, steel tapping, slag pure out, furnace repair, etc., are involved in the start and breaking of the converter. If the content of silicon and phosphorus in raw materials is high, the number of slag pure out increases in the process of blowing. The starting and breaking operation is more frequent. In addition, the tilting mechanism not only bears the basic static load, but also bears the dynamic load caused by starting and breaking. The dynamic load is more than twice of the static load in the scraping operation. 4. Tilting mechanism works in the environment of high temperature and slag dust, and the working conditions are very bad. With the development of oxygen converter steelmaking production, the tilting mechanism has been constantly developed and improved, and various types of the tilting mechanism have appeared. The tilting mechanism is generally composed of a motor, a brake, a one-stage reducer, and a final stage reducer. The installation position of the transmission equipment is divided into floor type, semi-suspension type, and full suspension type, and hydraulic type. Floor tilting mechanism means that the converter trunnion is equipped with a big gear, and all other transmission parts are installed on another foundation, or all transmission parts are installed on another foundation. The tilting mechanism has simple structure and easy to manufacture, assemble, and maintain. When the trunnion bearing is worn, the big gear sinks or the trunnion rips upward due to the deformation of the bracket ring. The normalizing transmission of the big and small gears will be impossible. In addition, the big gear is open gear, sand is easy to fall in. Wear is serious, life is short. Full gear reducers are used for large converters to reduce power losses. In order to overcome the disadvantages of fast wear of low-speed open gear, the open gear is put into the box and becomes the main reducer. The reducer is installed on the foundation. The main gear shaft and the trunnion are connected by tooth coupling because the tooth coupling allows a certain angle and the displacement deviation between the two shafts. It can partly overcome the gear missing caused by trunnion shrink and buckling. In order to make the converter get multi-level speed, the use of DC motor. In addition, the sub-reducer and the two motors are used considering the large tilting torque. Semi-suspended tilting mechanism is equipped with a suspension reducer on the churning of the converter, motors, other reducers, and so on are installed on another foundation. The pinion of the suspension reducer is connected with the floor reducer through a universal coupling or toothed coupling. In this structure, when the bracket ring and the churning are deformed and ripped by heat and load, the suspension reducer displaces accordingly, and the herringbone gears can still engage normally. So the shortcomings of the floor tilting mechanism is eliminated. Semi-suspended tilting mechanism, the equipment is still very heavy, covers an area of large, so there is a hanging tilting mechanism. The full suspension tilting mechanism is to suspend the big gear of the secondary reducer of the converter transmission on the churning of the converter, and the motor, the brake, and the first level reducer are mounted on the box of suspension gear. This kind of mechanism generally adopted multi-point Massing transmission with multi-motor and multi-primary reducer. In addition, it's also equipped with anti-torsion device to prevent box rotation and slowdown, which can make the converters smoothly start, brake, and change speed. And this kind of anti-torsion device can be quickly loaded and unloaded to meet the needs of maintenance. The full suspension tilting mechanism has the characteristics of compact structure, weight, small occupation area, safe and reliable operation, and good working performance. But because of the increase of the melting point, the processing, adjustment, and the bearing quality requirements are higher. This kind of tilting mechanism is mostly used by large converters. At present, some advanced BOF has adopted hydraulic driving tilting mechanism. Hydraulic transmissions are suitable for low-speed, heavy-duty occasions, not afraid of overload and blocking. Therefore, hydraulic transmission has strong applicable to the tilting mechanism of converter. However, hydraulic transmission also has high machining accuracy requirements, and is easy to cause the defect of oil production when the machining is not accurate. This is the working principle diagram of a hydraulic tilting converter. In addition to the hydraulic tilting mechanism with rack-driven mentioned above, a hydraulic motor can also be used to tilt the converter. That's all for today. See you next time.